They'll know their daughter is talking to a man who is too old. They'll know this is something that could be considered great. And the whole time they'll be hoping she get pregnant so they can extort him. I promise you. It's a nasty world we live in. Her family had to know she was talking to this boy. These photos was online. Her friends had to know. Girls brag about stuff like that. He had money. He had motion. She told somebody.
Bruh, they really trying to play with words out here. First, they told y'all she was 15, but the truth is, Celeste was 14 when she died. 14, middle school age, still a kid. And somehow her body ends up rotting in a Tesla tied to a rising star. And yet, no arrest, no charges, just we investigating, while brands yank his face and collabs vanish overnight. This ain't just sloppy police work. This is the industry protecting its own until the headlines get too loud. And trust me, they about to. Now, if you just tuned in, let me catch you up. Cops out in LA popped open a Tesla sitting at an impound lot, smelled something foul, checked the frunk, and found the body of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. That Tesla registered to David Anthony Burke, the same dude y'all know as David. Soon as her name got confirmed, LAPD swarmed the Hollywood Hills mansion he'd been staying at, walked out with computers, iPhones, bags of evidence, and the fallout was instant. Hollister erased him from their site. His tour got paused. Caliucci's pulled their collab. Tate McRae hit unfollow. Industry don't wait for court. They cancel you on site.
First off, I want to retract my statement. Obviously, the other day, I was defending David. Before all the new evidence came out, I do not condone anything that David has done or is doing. Okay? That shit is wicked and it's just unbelievable. It's been a lot to process. And one more thing. I want to say, the girl that I met named Celeste at the Faze house is not the same Celeste that was killed. R.I.P. to that girl.
So that's the stage. A superstar in the making, tied to a dead teenager in his ride. Cops treating it as homicide, and a career collapsing in real time. First thing we gotta clear up, Celeste wasn't 15. She was 14 when she died. Her birthday was September 7th. Body found on September 8th. That means she never even saw 15. And that 1 year difference, don't get it twisted. It takes this case from illegal to predatory, straight up. And the medical examiner gave more detail. When they found her, she was wearing a black tube top, small leggings, metal stud earring, and a yellow chain bracelet. That's not just details for the record, that's evidence, because now investigators got to trace where she was last seen in those clothes. Party, house, studio, somebody knows. Then there's the car. Neighbors said that Tesla sat abandoned on the street for over a month before it even got towed. A whole damn month. Imagine that, a child's body decomposing in plain sight while Hollywood kept walking past it. And here's the part that changes everything. The Los Angeles Times says police are now treating this officially as a homicide. That means they're not playing with suspicious death no more. Somebody killed Celeste. Within 48 hours of identifying her, cops raided a Hollywood Hills mansion on Doheny Drive where David had been staying. That ain't no small apartment. That's Sunset Boulevard luxury. And when they walked out, bags of electronics, iPhones, laptops, the digital trail. And trust me, that's where the truth gonna live. So yeah, the pieces keep stacking, but the puzzle's still looking ugly.
I decided to open my emails for whatever reason. I saw some person show me, tell me about this David thing. And dude, it was some crazy shit, but it made sense. Look at this shit. It speaks about some shit like fucking, I don't know if it sees some of this is true or not. This is like some crazy, like blood moon, like ritualistic shit, whatever, right? But maybe this is into that.
Now here's the part everybody heated about. How the hell a 14-year-old gets found in your Tesla and you still out here free?
The fact that this David dude is still riding around free is ridiculous. And I'm tired of people saying, oh, he innocent until proven guilty. Man, that motherfucker guilty. Just look at this.
Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. The thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died. In the back of my mind, I killed you.
The man literally been dropping songs, playing around, and this the only person I know that could just fly around the world after a 14-year-old was found in his trunk. I mean, what more evidence do you need? I'm thinking the hip-hop gonna walk through the crowd at his concert with the badge like, come on, come with me, sir. No, he's still riding around, probably got another 14-year-old with him until he get ready to go down, eating steak and hibachi. Go get him. What is the holdup? What are we paying taxpayer dollars for if somebody can commit a crime and don't get locked up till months later?
The answer ain't as simple as folks want it to be. Her body was so decomposed, the coroner can't even pin down exactly how she died or when. No cause of death, no timeline, just an extended period. And without that, no case gonna stick in court. Think about it. Prosecutors can't walk in front of a jury with "we think he did it." They need proof. Forensics, time of death, who had access to that Tesla. And here's the catch. That Tesla was just one of several cars linked to David. Celebrities don't always drive their own rides. Managers, friends, assistants, even drivers move those cars around. So just because the registration got his name, that don't mean he the one who parked it with the body in the front. That's why police playing it cautious. If they rush an arrest without airtight evidence, the whole thing could fall apart. And once the jury hears reasonable doubt, case closed, predator walks. So yeah, it looks slow, but what's really happening is cops digging through them laptops, them phones, trying to stitch together who was with Celeste, when she died, and who dropped her in that car. Until that's locked in, no cuffs. See, this ain't just about David. The music industry got a whole dirty history when it comes to minors. R. Kelly, that man was protected for decades. Everybody knew what he was on, but the label money kept the machine running. Diddy, same thing. Whispers for years about parties, young girls, and worse. And Jay-Z, folks still bring up the Foxy Brown rumors. Nothing ever stuck in court, but the accusation's been around since the 90s. And if you really want to zoom out, look at the Epstein list. Politicians, billionaires, artists, all tied up in the same sick web. Tell me why it's always the rich and powerful who got the most access to vulnerable kids. So when people see a case like David's, a 14-year-old found in his Tesla, they don't just see one random tragedy. They see a pattern, a system that protects famous men, lets them skate until the evidence is so loud it can't be ignored. That's why folks online are wilding out saying if it was a regular dude, he'd already be in jail. And they ain't wrong. Because here's the truth. We've seen this movie before. The industry stay recycling the same sick script. R. Kelly had tour buses full of underage girls. Managers, security, everybody knew. And still, he was headlining arenas for decades. That man ain't get locked up until his victims literally piled into a courtroom with years of receipts. Now look at Diddy. For years, stories been floating about them parties. Freak-offs, minors, coercion, lawsuits, NDAs, silence money. And only now that his empire cracking do the details finally spill. Jay-Z, whole career he dodged that Foxy Brown allegation. Folks said she was barely in her teens when he first got involved. Never proven in court, but ask anybody in the culture, that rumor been there like a stain since day one. And when the Epstein list dropped, we saw CEOs, politicians, movie stars, and yeah, musicians too. You don't get invited to that island unless you part of the same twisted club. So when people hear about David, a 14-year-old found in his Tesla, photos of him with her, matching tattoos, it don't feel random. It feels like the next chapter in a dirty tradition where powerful men prey on girls and the machine covers for them until it can't. And that's why this case hitting harder than just one missing kid. It's about a cycle, a system. And the question is, do they let David slide like the ones before him? Or does just finally break the pattern? Now here's the part people don't like hearing. Forensics takes time, real time. See, when the body's decomposed like that, it's not just a quick CSI episode where they hit a button and boom, time of death, murderer, DNA, all in 20 minutes. Nah, in real life, coroners might take weeks, sometimes months, to test tissue, bone marrow, fluids, all that. And every day they wait, the internet gets angrier. But here's why the cops gotta move slow. If they arrest David too early and can't prove cause of death, he walks. Straight up. Double jeopardy rules mean you can't try him again for the same crime if the first one fails. So detectives gotta build this thing airtight like a brick wall. And think about it. They're not just figuring out how she died. They're trying to piece together when. Did Celeste die days before, weeks before, months? And just as important, when did her body hit that Tesla? Those two answers change everything. If she died at 14 and the body sat for weeks, that pushes the clock back on who was moving around her last. Meanwhile, them devices they seized, that's the gold mine. Texts, deleted DMs, GPS logs, even little stuff like when he unlocked the car or where his phone pinged at 3 a.m. That's how they draw the map. But fans don't want to hear that. Twitter think cops supposed to hit refresh on a case file and serve justice same-day delivery like it's Amazon Prime. Real life don't work like that. So now you got this gap. The streets screaming why he ain't in cuffs yet, and detectives sitting back like, y'all chill. We building a case that won't break in court. Two different clocks running at the same time, and neither side trusting the other.
Why everybody's worried about David and why he not arrested, the police is trying to figure out if the parents of that little girl knew she was messing with a man who was 18. Because if they knew, they're in trouble. So they probably got to play stupid so they can stay out of trouble. See, David being cooperative, and if he's saying that they knew, then the attention is focused on them and not him. So he won't be arrested, because first we got to figure out how much did y'all know and how much should y'all be held accountable. A lot of these Hispanic girls act way too grown, and their parents be knowing this. They be knowing it. And if that man has money and she's all in his face, they just might look the other way if they feel like they can profit from it. This is not all Hispanics. This is not all of them. But I have seen this with my own eyes. They'll know their daughter is talking to a man who is too old. They'll know this is something that could be considered great. And the whole time they'll be hoping she get pregnant so they can extort him. I promise you, it's a nasty world we live in. Her family had to know she was talking to this boy. These photos was online. Her friends had to know. Girls brag about stuff like that. He had money. He had motion. She told somebody. Somebody knew this. They called her a runaway probably because she decided not to come home when she got addicted to the lifestyle he was living. They gotta make themselves seem innocent while pointing the finger at him. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't be held accountable. All I'm saying is everyone should be held accountable. This is what happens when your black child don't grow up around his own people. They get weird as fuck, because ain't nobody there to tell him, what is you doing? Why is you fucking with that little girl? Boy, get your goofy ass from doing, like, you know how we is. Like, come stop playing. This is what happens when y'all take y'all kids and y'all try to run them out there to be around these other folks. They got no proximity to their own peoples. They grow up and get really fucking weird. I don't care if they get successful. They still be odd. I don't care how great and amazing they are. They still get caught up in bullshit like this because they don't understand what they up against in the world. They get to forgetting that they black still. Because I can tell you, to be letting a 13-year-old Hispanic girl mess with a black boy, a black young man, it was something profitable. Somebody seen dollar signs. It wasn't all love and happiness. They didn't just embrace that. California, come on now. Anywhere. Y'all know how the world is. Y'all know what's really going on. They didn't just embrace that. They didn't just accept that unless it came with benefits.
And that's where the tension is right now. The internet don't trust slow justice. They see a famous singer, a dead 14-year-old in his car, and no handcuffs. And bruh, they smell favoritism. Some folks swear David got industry protection. He signed, he connected, somebody's shielding him. Others say it's the same old Hollywood pattern. You blow up fast, you get covered up even faster. We've seen it with R. Kelly for decades. We've seen it with Epstein, and now people scared we watching the same movie on repeat. But here's the truth. Cops can't move on vibes. Even if we feel like he's guilty, feelings don't hold in court. Evidence does. So yeah, he's still innocent until proven, whether we like it or not. In that limbo, that's what's driving people crazy. On one side, you got a grieving family who waited over a year for answers. On the other, you got a star who swears he ain't know nothing, still sitting outside of jail. It's the ugliest kind of waiting game. See, here's what makes this hit even nastier. This ain't new. This whole artists and minors thing been floating through the music game for decades. Think about it. R. Kelly had a whole career while everyone whispered about Aaliyah, about underage girls, about the damn tape, and the industry kept him protected till it couldn't anymore. That man sold out arenas while families were screaming for justice. Then comes that big producer, known for extravagant parties, rumors of lawsuits, and stories that always seem to disappear mysteriously. It's a recurring pattern. When things heat up, lawyers step in, labels go silent, and the public forgets until the next scandal. Even some rap legends have been mentioned in backstage conversations. Suspicious associations, people in environments that raise eyebrows. Always the same playbook: power dynamics, strategic silence, and forgotten victims. And of course, there's always the shadow of major global scandals. Lists no one wants to talk about. Names of business people and politicians tied to shady schemes. Networks of protection that make sure nothing ever fully comes to light. So, when a new artist suddenly blows up on social media and is already plugged into the machine, a lot of people think, I've seen this movie before. The pattern doesn't lie. The industry has been covering for powerful figures for decades. The question is this newcomer playing the same game or just a scapegoat caught in something bigger? And here's the part almost no one talks about: the fans. Fan culture makes it all even easier. Nowadays, artists don't even need to hide. They create exclusive groups, private chats, community pages, and boom, direct access to people who idolize them. Many confuse that closeness with love, when in reality, it's manipulation out in the open. And the industry, they don't stop it, they feed it. Labels know these fan bases skew young. They know when 14-year-olds are flooding TikTok with edits, but instead of protecting them, they weaponize it. Oh, look how many teen stans he's got. Let's give him a record deal. They turn obsession into profit, while predators slip right in. That's how R. Kelly got away for so long. That's why Epstein had a Rolodex full of powerful men. And that's why people looking at David like, is this the same game just with a new face? Because the receipts don't look good. Matching tattoos, photos together, a live stream, her own mom saying her boyfriend was named David. If this was a random dude off the block, you think he'd still be home right now? Nah, he'd be locked up yesterday. So fans got a point when they scream double standard. And it ain't just favoritism, it's that toxic mix of money, power, and stan culture that always bends the rules for celebrities. Now let's lock back on David himself, because while detectives stall, his world's already crumbling in real time. First the tour, canceled. Seattle show gone. Europe dates on pause. Labels don't play when headlines get this ugly. Then the brands. Hollister yanked him off their site like he never existed. Caliuchis, who had a collab with him earlier this year, she straight up said that track getting pulled off streaming. Tate McRae unfollowed him overnight. That's Gen Z cancel culture in one button. And don't forget, LAPD walked out that Hollywood Hills house with laptops, hard drives, and evidence bags. Whatever's in those devices is the real story. If they find DMs, timestamps, location pings linking him to Celeste around her final days, game over. But if they don't, then maybe he skates on the worst charges. Either way, he's already bleeding out in the industry. Sponsors gone, collabs cut, career paused. That fast come up turned into the fastest crash out I've ever seen. And that's why this case feels different. Even before a verdict, the music industry already treating him like he guilty. That's the exact opposite of how they handled R. Kelly. Times changed. Cancel culture moves quicker than courts. And whether that's true or not, the optics look foul. But I'll tell you this, if them forensics and them devices come back dirty, if they show he was with Celeste, if they tie his phone to that car the night she disappeared, then that slow grind everybody's complaining about flips into the hammer dropping all at once. Because once cops got airtight receipts, they don't just cuff you, they bury you. So here's where we at right now. It all hangs on two things. Number one, the coroner's ruling. Was this officially a homicide? How did Celeste die? Until that line gets written, the case can't move forward. Number two, them electronics. Phones, laptops, iCloud backups. That digital trail is the difference between maybe he knew her and we can prove exactly what happened, when it happened, and who did it. And once those answers drop, bruh, the whole internet gonna explode. Either David gets charged with the crime of the century, or he slides through the cracks and we watch the industry quietly sweep another tragedy under the rug. Either way, the next update, it ain't gonna be small. At the end of the day, this ain't just about a TikTok star or some headlines. It's about how easy it is for young girls to get caught up in the orbit of grown men with power, and how slow the system is at catching predators when fame and money blur the lines. What scares me most, this ain't a new story. We've seen it with R. Kelly, with industry parties, with Epstein's Island, and now here we are again. Another family broken, another kid gone too soon, and everybody arguing over if the star should be cuffed yet. That's the real warning. Don't let stardom blind you. Don't let talent excuse evil. If this case shows us anything, it's that justice should never move slower just because somebody got hits on Spotify. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Do you think David's walking free right now because the cops are building the case airtight, or because he got industry protection? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear where you stand. And if you made it this far, you'll want to watch that next video that just popped up on your screen. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.